came out in 1973. It came out exactly 50 years ago, and it's still considered to be one of the best Robin Hood films. Not just one of the best Disney films, one of the best Robin Hood films.
One of the best Robin Hoods, yeah.
Despite the fact that at the time at Disney, they didn't have a right lot of money.
No.
And they had to do a lot of tracing from The Jungle Book, The Aristocats, and even Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah, there was quite a lot of reused animation cells, etc. So yeah. But it's still really, really good.
Little John is literally just Baloo.
No, it's Baloo repainted.
Repainted and in a costume. And what about those come to bed eyes that Robin and Marian gave each other? You know,
yes.
That probably inspired an entire generation of furries.
Let's not even go to seriously. Seriously, no. What? No.
Going a little further back, we had The Adventures of Robin Hood in 1938 with Errol Flynn as Robin Hood in his most acclaimed role, considered by many to still be the best Robin Hood movie.
Oh yeah.
The quintessential version of the legend on film that many of us took their inspiration from, including Disney.
I mean, if you just... Yeah, The Adventures of Robin Hood is just... It's
lots of fun, isn't it?
I mean, the final duel between Robin Hood and the sheriff, played by Robin Hood by Errol Flynn, and the sheriff of Nottingham. Oh no, it wasn't the sheriff. Oh, it was the guy Gisborne. Can't remember, but it's Basil Rathbone.
Basil Rathbone.
It's brilliant. It is superb.
And it's quite different to the duel that Robin and the sheriff have with each other in Robin and Marian, where both Robin Hood and the sheriff of Nottingham are now much older men. And it's
basically two old men paggering each other until they can't stand up, which is actually, when you think about it, considering that they're all sort of chainmailed up and massive great big broadswords and what have you, you can imagine it. Yeah, that was Sean Connery and Robert Shaw. Robert Shaw.
You also had Audrey Hepburn as Marian. You had Ronnie Barker as Friar Tuck.
Yes, Ronnie Barker turns up in that movie.
And Merlin himself, Nicole Williamson as Little John. A dream to some, a nightmare to others.
And then after that, we didn't really get a Robin Hood film for a while, although we did get a small Robin Hood cameo in Terry Gilliam's 1981 film Time Bandits, where we had John Cleese as a rather, well, it was rather posh.
A posh upper-class twit.
A posh upper-class twit of a Robin Hood.
And do you enjoy robbing then?
Well, it helps pay the rent, sir.
Jolly good. And you're a robber too, are you? How long have you been a robber?
4'1".
Good Lord. Jolly good. 4'1".
Yes.
Well, that is a long time, isn't it?
It was a different matter though on British television, though. We didn't have many Robin Hood films during the 80s.
Oh, we had something far, far better.
On British television, we had Robin Hood featuring an opening theme song by Claneth, an Irish folk band, which would set the tone of many adaptations that followed, such as the introduction of a Saracen outlaw and a much more grittier tone than before. They weren't here laughing and joking and having fun. There was killing going on.
Oh yes, there was. Yeah.
Michael Praed, I think I pronounced his name.
Michael Praed.
Michael Praed played Robin Hood across 2 seasons before Robin Hood then got killed off at the end of season 2. So somebody else became Robin Hood. And it was Sean Connery's son, Jason.
Jason Connery. It kind of like was, because in some legends he's Robin of Locksley. In other sort of legends he was the Earl of Huntington, and so they kind of like went, right, okay, let's merge the two together, and come up with a kind of semi-plausible explanation how it can happen, and they did, and it is, but I can remember watching those. I mean, I can remember watching them recently because they're always repeated on one of the ITV channels.
On a lighter note, I mean, that was very much for the adults. For children, we had Maid Marian and Her Merry Men, which was on children's BBC. And that had Marian as the leader of the resistance, whilst Robin was her rather thick-headed figurehead, who was a bit of a coward. He was a tailor, so he was very happy at getting to make the costumes, but it was pretty much Marian that did all the heroic stuff.
Yeah.
And because he was pretty useless in a fight.
He was completely useless in the fight.
Little John was actually little.
Yes.
He was called Little Ron.
Little Ron.
And Tony Robinson was the Sheriff of Nottingham. And he was absolutely brilliant.
He absolutely chewed the scenery. Who else was in that as well? Danny John Jules was in that as well, wasn't he?
Danny John Jules was in it, yes.
Yeah, he played Barrington.
Yes. Again, you've got that Saracen outlaw guy.
Yeah, Saracen / Jamaican.
Yeah.
Slash Rastafarian.
Yeah. A reggae outlaw.
And strangely, and the two idiot guards.
Oh, yes.
Who were brilliant. One of which actually turned out, I think it's Mark Billington. He was the one that created, he's a award-winning crime novelist now.
Oh, fantastic.
And it will come to me what series he created, but I can't remember it at the moment.
We'll edit it in.
Yeah, we'll edit that in.
Splicey.
Goody.
And if you don't remember, then I'll just cut this entire bit out.
Yeah, might as well.
Get your hands off my underpants!
We then went on to the 90s, which brought us Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, starring Kevin Costner, which was a huge hit, but it also completely killed off the other Robin Hood film coming out at the same time with Patrick Bergen and Una Thurman. There was also that bloody Bryan Adams song at #1 in the charts for, well, forever. And I think it's still there. And the film had Alan Rickman absolutely killing it as the Sheriff of Nottingham. We've mentioned this before in our top 5 video where we're talking, best scenery chewing bad guys, and he was very much in that position, chewing all the scenery in the entire film with gusto and enjoying every single bite.
Absolutely. And then, as a complete sort of refreshing opposite of all of that, we had the glory that is Robin Hood, Men in Tights.
I nip at the tip.
All the campy, mad shit that you can imagine. Call a locksmith, it's Spaceballs in Sherwood Forest. It's pretty much killed Robin Hood films forever, though, and we didn't get another one until the Ridley Scott, Russell Crowe film from, when was that? 2010, something along those lines?
Now, don't get me wrong. Here, we love Ridley Scott's films. Alien, Blade Runner, Legend, Black Rain, Gladiator. I loved Gladiator with him and Russell Crowe. And of course, probably less well known, one of Ridley Scott's works, the 1973 Hovis television commercial. But
that's very well known, actually, the 1973 Hovis television commercial.
But as much
it's a wonderful piece of storytelling. What are you talking about?
And although the pairing of Ridley Scott and Russell Crowe was brilliant for Gladiator, really was, it doesn't work for Robin Hood. Russell Crowe was the wrong choice for Robin Hood. In fact, famously, he got really pissed off when he was asked during an interview why he was doing it with an Irish accent, and he stormed off. I think he was trying to go for a Midlands accent.
I think he was trying to go for a Midlands accent because obviously, everybody thinks, everybody when the Nottingham, Sherwood Forest, Robin Hood, Sherwood Forest, Nottingham, that's Nottinghamshire. There are wild, unsubstantiated claims that he might have been a Yorkshireman.
I won't argue with that.
I know you probably wouldn't. Sorry, not happening. Also, another thing as well, Oscar Isaac. Apparently he was Prince John.
Yeah.
No.
I do like the idea of Robin Hood being a Yorkshireman, though, you know what I mean? Rob from the rich and give to the poor. Well, don't give them too much, I'm not bloody mad of money.
And then the one that we really, really, really want to forget is very, very recently, that one about with Taron Egerton and Jamie Foxx in it.
Jamie Foxx's Little John.
Yes.
Yeah, Robin Hood in 2018. Just to give you an idea of how so bad it is, it's got a 15% score on Rotten Tomatoes, which ranks it in sort of Judge Dredd territory. And for some reason, the poster looked like the cover of a Mortal Kombat or a Call of Duty game. Very peculiar. But we're not here to talk about any of those Robin Hood films.
No.
We're here to talk about this particular Robin Hood film from Hammer.